With DC fandom right around the corner, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the things that I want in the new Batman game and the things that it must do in order to succeed. So, here are 5 things that Batman 2020 needs to do. Having Joker as the main villain doesn't bother me. In fact, contrary to a lot of players, I enjoyed his presence in both Origins and Night. But I think that every interesting way of including him in the game has already been explored. So unless they find a new way, I think that he shouldn't be the focus. One of the main criticisms of Arkham Knight was its tank battles and the overusage of Batmobile. And although I enjoyed it, after a while it got repetitive and it didn't felt like Batman. But in chases and stuff like that where you use the Batmobile for traversal rather than fights, it was fun. With the inclusion of the Batbike, it can give you the best of both worlds. You can have the chase sequences, but you can remove the whole tank fights, which in my opinion is a good thing. In the previous 4 games, we always had an empty place to work with. While it's more understandable in City and Asylum, even in Origins, which there wasn't a warning or a public threat in the beginning like Night, the city was still empty. Even in Night, due to the evacuation, the threat didn't feel as dangerous as it should have. The game can still happen in one night, I don't care about that, but we should at least see some people in the cafes, the restaurants, on the sidewalks, and even some cars, to make the world feel more alive. And as time goes on, the city becomes less populated due to the threat becoming more public. But at least in the beginning, the city should be populated. In the Arkham franchise, we had some great boss fights, but most of the better ones, in fact, the best one is a stealth fight, which is cool, but we also want some fights, like with Deathstroke in Origins, not Night, Origins. So it would be cool if we had some fights with, I don't know, Catwoman, Ra's al Ghul, Talon from the Court of Owls, you know, these types of physical fights. Like for Catwoman, it can be their first meeting. For Ra's, it can be a side quest. For the Court of Owls, it can be probably the main story, or at least it can be involved in the main story. In general, it would be a great idea to have some fights for bosses. Not for all of them, of course, but for majority of them. Oh, and
Your vehicle is not a great option for a boss fight.
this one is pretty straightforward. If it is either a sequel or a prequel to any Arkham game, it should not be an exclusive game. If it is in a different universe, then it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But if it's related to the story of the Arkham games, then they should just finish this universe for everybody who experienced it till this point, then do whatever they want. As always, thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe for more content, and peace out.